Ladies and gentlemen, I'll call the July the 5th Town of Franklin Board of Aldermen meeting to order. And the first item of business is the Pledge of Allegiance, led by Vice Mayor Patty.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, the other item that I have starting out is I need a motion to excuse Alderman Mashburn. Second. All in favor? All right, also the adoption of the July the 5th Town Board of Agenda. Are there any changes? Anybody want to make any recommendations to the agenda or accept it as it's written?
Accept it as written.
Second? All in favor? Okay, approval of the June 6th and June 15th Town Board minutes. Has everybody had a chance to look them over? If so, I'll call for a motion to approve. Second. All in favor? We're about 3 minutes early, Madam Manager, Counselor. Could we go ahead and start the public hearing about 3 minutes early?
Somebody signed up for public session.
I do have two signed up for the public session. Okay. We'll go ahead and handle that. That may run us a minute late, but that's fine. Mr. Burke. And let me remind you that public session, you're limited to 5 minutes. Welcome, sir.
Thank you. Is that for me personally?
You're not alone, sir. Let me assure you.
Well, I apologize for the last time for going over.
No problem.
I just wanted to come before the board once again this year to just update you sort of our progress for 1 year of our existence. It's truly been an amazing year for us all, and we've all been truly humbled. And it occurred to me as I was thinking about the town being voted the best small town in America, I'm in full agreement with that, except for a different reason. We've noted in that year that we've been in existence that we've helped over 172 people. We were estimating when we started 40 people. So considerably more than we ever estimated, and the town, community, organizations, everything, the whole town has really stepped up, and I thank everybody from the bottom of my heart and our organization's heart for all those landlords and businesses, individuals, etc., have just stepped up and done what they can. We've had folks forgive, like I mentioned before, forgive security deposits, forgive first month's rents, all sorts of things. Within that year, none of us are experts in homelessness. We just had a heart to start helping people. We don't have any backgrounds in mental health, drug abuse, any of those things. So we had to reach out to the community and the resources that are out there. So I thank the community, but I thank our Lord above for His generosity and the things that He's just put together. Of those 172 people, we helped people who were actually homeless at the time they called us, 78 people. And that includes 30 children and infants that were also homeless. So it's just been an amazing ride in that whole year. Just one story, we had an individual that presented himself on a Friday evening at 10 o'clock. By Saturday evening at 10 o'clock, that person had a place to stay, a permanent residence, he had food, and he had a job. That means business owners stepped up, people stepped up with food, and the landlord stepped up. So it's one of those things that you just constantly see miracles happening, people helping other people. And that's why, in my view, this is the best small town in America. I've never seen people come together so willingly and so wanting to help in some fashion or another. This year, we actually added another program under our wing. It's called Serving Spoon. They've been in existence for about 6 years now. And the people that have been bringing together the food and arranging with the churches to bring the food in are getting a little tired, and they need to be moving on. Their health is getting a little worse. So we decided that that might be a good opportunity to help the community even some more. So we're bringing Serving Spoon underneath our wing to try to help out and continue that wonderful program. Last year alone, that program used 600 volunteer hours, and that's just the people that help put up the tables in the buildings and that sort of thing and get the napkins out. In addition to that, churches step up every single week and provide a hot meal. We've had anywhere from 9 people when it was cold and the weather was inclement, couldn't get out, all the way to 54 people show up for a free meal. And it's wonderful. It's an opportunity to sit down. I like to think of it as the 50s dinner table. People sit down and tell people what's going on, how's the job today, that sort of thing. So it's a wonderful way just to sit down with folks that you never really sit down with and talk with them, find out what's going on in their lives. We'll be asking for some community fund, donations this year, grants. Primarily the one that we'd like to submit and will submit would be for funding the rent on the JC building downtown. So we expect to see that from us, and we look forward to bringing some other miracles in front of you. And thank you again for the opportunity to tell you about it.
Thank you so much. I think those applications will be online if they're not already online.
They are, and I have hard copies tonight.
All right, Michael Wall. Now, Mr. Wall, welcome, sir.
Thank you. My name is Michael Wall, and I live here at 75 Corey Avenue. And I'd like to speak to you for just a few minutes on spacing between living units. That's not something most people even have to ever dream about, because the law is pretty clear. So many feet from your property line, and you don't worry about those things. My particular unit is a 55-plus mobile home community. And I did talk to the town planner. Is he here?
Yes, sir, he is.
He is, okay. Good. Okay, I didn't know if I should continue with him, but I figured since this is the public forum to start something rolling, I decided to come here instead. But we evidently, he has consulted with the town attorney, decided that we have no rules whatsoever over there. There's many homes, anywhere, any place, with no rules whatsoever. I don't think that's the best place and way for people to live. Now, overall, the park is a very good park. Most people are very happy. Most people don't have a problem. There are a few units, especially mine more than any in the park, that are just squeezed into a very narrow space. And I brought some pictures to show you. That park started as a campground, so it was just kind of campsites. Then rolling motorhomes was coming for a week or a month, and then it evolved into a permanent home where year-round people live, and also a lot of seasonal people. So the layout is a little helter-skelter, and things are not quite normal. But I think it would be a good idea to consider rules for mobile home parks, because we're not the only mobile home park in town, and if people can come plop a unit right alongside you, I don't think that's fair, and every time I leave for more than 2 hours, I wonder if something will be there when I come back. Because there's a certain group of people on the board who are actively promoting a way to get a home there that's not even a home that's been bought, a spec home. So this would be the first time that the board gets involved in real estate speculation, which I'm much against. But I'm only one person. But there are people in the park that have been there longer than I, who have fought them on other things where they tried to close down a road, put in something grossly oversized that would hang over the road, because I'm in the corner of the park, and they thought that would be okay. But others raised hell and stopped it. Because in case of a fire, ambulance, people had workmen, there's always somebody in the road. The roads are only one way, too. 2 cars cannot pass. They've got a narrow road. So to block that off, and especially with pull-outs to your unit at an angle, make it very difficult to even get in and out. Fortunately, that stopped, but they're always up to their next plan, and they're planning something right now. So I think many people in the park would be supportive of what I say, but there are also many people that are in tune with the board that might have other ideas, but I feel if this was their home, they'd be doing the same thing I'm doing. So as this is the unit itself, it's like a little teardrop along the end of the street. My street has 5 homes. There is the same thing at the other end of the street that's never been built on, and the board isn't concerned about that one. Maybe there's something wrong with it. I have a feeling just because it has a tree on it. You don't want to pay to take a tree out. The next 2 pictures are my next 2 neighbors going down the street. They've got about 20 feet between each home. Next comes me, I've got 2.5 feet. However, that 2.5 feet is not what I'm worried about. I'm worried about something worse on the other side. So I'll start this one if you want to see it. The other side of the street, this is a porch. You can sit here, have dinner, and the driveway comes in right alongside you. And so there's also a picture of the overhang. My roof to the next person's driveway is about 11 inches. If you park on their driveway and open a door, your door is just about hitting my living area. And then I've got a picture of a hole in my gutter, which was put there when they hauled out the other home next to me, which became too old and uninhabitable. Because they're squeezed in there, they tore a gash in my unit. I didn't own it then, and the person that owned the one that was being hauled away was deceased. So we got a hole, we move on. But that's how tight they are. So, Mr. Setzer, is it okay if I read him your little note?
That's fine.
Okay.
You're about to run out of time on
Okay.
this one.
He just says, after speaking with our town attorney, he said we don't have any rules whatsoever for a park like that. Basically, anything can go on. This is an area we do need to create some rules for. I believe there should be at least 20 feet between units. Please let me know if you have more questions.
Let's do this, Mr. Ball. You're familiar, you know Mr. Setzer.
Yes.
This sounds like something that we really need to start the process at the planning board.
Okay.
And then move forward with it from the planning board.
I'd be happy to do that. I just didn't want to improperly lean on him.
No, you're
knowing
not,
that
sir.
this was a way to start things too.
It is. You started it
I
the
will
right way.
continue with him and maybe Steve in the future.
Great, and you can call us anytime. too,
Thank
sir.
you so much.
Thank you, sir. Good to see you.
Thank you.
That's one way to get out of my way. All right, the next item is the special use permit application for an indoor gun range. Mr. Setzer, you and Mr. Ritter are up, sir. I'll swear you both in. And so you're the only 2 I have speaking with this. All right, if you both will raise your right hand. Do you swear that the evidence you shall give to the board in this action shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? I do. All right, gentlemen, proceed.
Good evening, Board, Mayor. For you tonight, we have a special use permit from Mr. Jeff Long. Mr. Ritter is Mr. Long, architect, to be speaking on his behalf. You know, this has been a process that's been going on for a while now, and hopefully to be the last step for Mr. Long. But what Mr. Long is presenting tonight is a potential indoor gun range to be constructed at his property at 261 Carolina Mountain Drive. Property is 4/10 of an acre, which is currently zone C2. In your packet, you'll see some aerial photos showing the property. One shows the property, just an aerial of the property. If you notice, this is the property along where Blue Ridge Roadhouse or Western Sizzlin is. The property is currently in the floodplain, so as long he decides to proceed, he'll have to meet some floodplain requirements. You can also see the aerial showing red zone C2, and then I've got the map of the floodplain. Planning board has met, and we also held a neighborhood compatibility meeting, which was held back on April the 26th here at Town Hall. It was held at 5:30 that evening. And letters were sent to every resident within 400 feet or business. We only had one attendee, including myself, Mr. Ritter, and Mr. Wong at that neighborhood meeting. Town Planning Board met on May the 16th, and they voted recommendation, voted 7-0. You will also find the town board's findings of facts with their recommended questions, answers to the statements that is required for our UDO. We also got some smaller drawings. Mr. Ritter will get into more detail on the building, on the interior design of the construction. Back, I don't know, it's probably been 9 months ago now, we've made some changes to the UDO to allow indoor gun ranges in our zoning ordinance, our UDO. And of course there is, being it, we made it a special use requirement, there is some special requirements that have to be met. And one being soundproofing, requirements of the NRA regulation book, all the requirements that they have, and air requirements for removing of lead particulates and separations. The air can't be the same air that's in the lobby as in where you'd be shooting a firearm. And Mr. Ritter, Mr. Wong has supplied me with some documents from Capital City Mechanical, which you have in your packet, and I believe it is Meggitt. They're the company that will do the interiors for the soundproofing and the gun range and the traffic bullets. And if other than that, that's kind of everything that I have for the package. If you have more questions, I'll take them. If you want Tom to go through the details of the property.
Any questions of Mr. Ritter? Welcome, sir.
Thanks for having us. You're familiar with Carolina Mountain Drive over there. My client Jeff Long owns the Carolina Cleaners, as well as the Coin Laundry next door. This project is quite simple. We're basically gutting the Coin Laundry, right? And providing indoor gun ranges in its place. We do understand that we're in the floodplain, not the floodway. So what we have requirements to do, we have to do ant-proof or waterproof the lower 2 feet of this building. Well, the fact that it's firing lead and bullets and things like that, we're fully concrete anyway. So the retail area is only required to have anything that's above 2 feet that will be storefront glass and it's actually secured and protected. Current building is 4,100 square feet. We're trying to put in 4 pistol ranges and 4 rifle ranges. What you'll see is in order to be able to do that, we need to expand the current building 12 feet. And it'd be expanding that building 12 feet toward Carolina Cleaners. So it's, if you do it, impacting Jeff himself on his Carolina Cleaners. But in order to get that rifle range in there, we need to have 94 foot 4 inches for the shooting area, the line, as well as 75 feet of distance for shooting for targets, as well as a bullet trap on the back end of it. As Justin had mentioned, we are governed in this case by NIOSH, which is the National Institute of Occupational Safety and Health. That's the NRA version of the guidelines that we have to follow in terms of air purification and exhaust and filtration systems and things like that. Not only is it sound attenuation for places around it, but it is also sound attenuation and requirements for the shooters in terms of ear protection, eye protection, all that type of thing, that Jeff is committed to going above and beyond what is required to have these people in, the shooters that are in there. Our biggest reason for extending the building, which otherwise it would be a complete tenant improvement and interior renovation, is in order to get that rifle range. All of this is new poured concrete or fully reinforced concrete block, entirely surrounding the pistol range, entirely surrounding the rifle range. That's pulling the skin off of what's there, keeping the structural steel and building new block walls in all their places. We'd be building a new wall across here, which is a proposed classroom for, to hold classes, as well as the retail store that is currently being utilized in the Carolina Cleaners. There's also secured storage and, of course, public restrooms. We do have enough parking for the facility that's going to be in there. We meet the criteria for that, and we meet the rest of the criteria. Again, if you're familiar with that building, the coin laundry is probably 75, maybe 70% of that building, and then there are 2 abandoned car wash bays. All of that disappears and becomes part of this new building, along with 12 feet towards the Carolina Cleaners. From the outside, it'll look very similar to what's there today.
Any questions of Mr. Ritter for the board? Okay. Oh, yes,
I don't know if you would know this, but what hours of operation would this type of business have?
I don't know that that's been established. Jeff is here, he can probably speak to that.
Just curious.
I will, Jeff?
Right now I'm thinking probably 8 to 7. Yeah, not sure yet.
There's a reason that this is located where it is. Jeff has got to be in this facility to manage, to control what's happening in the gun range as much as he's needed in the cleaners. With his family working in there, and he can be in both places, back and forth, and letting it operate as opposed to being on some remote location somewhere else. It's awful difficult to operate.
If the board so chose, you could, as part of a special use permit, require set some required hours. Be an appropriate feature of the special use permit.
No noise is supposed to escape, right?
That's correct.
So it shouldn't, whatever hours you're there, it shouldn't be bothering me.
Unless the guy jumping up and down because Jeff had such a good price on the firearms in the store. But in the ranges themselves, they are entirely filled concrete block.
Any other questions from the board? Mr. Sutton, you got anything else? All right, then I'm going to declare this public hearing closed at 7:23.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, the next item is a public hearing for the ETJ boundary addition. So I'll declare this public hearing open. And Mr. Setzer, you're up again, sir. No one signed up to speak on this, sir.
Okay. Yeah, before you is a petition, essentially, it's on our rezoning petition, but it's an initial zoning is what is being requested. Mr. Danny C. Bates is requesting to have his property, which is located at 198 Wide Horizon Drive, be added to our Town of Franklin extraterritorial jurisdiction. The property is 1.13 acres and currently has no zoning on it, which is why we're having this hearing for the initial zoning, to place zoning on it. The planning board, well, first you'll see an aerial showing that it borders what is the fairgrounds, and you see it in red, which is zone C3, and obviously it's not got a color around it because it's not zoned, so because it's in the county. There is floodplain on a portion of the property, not all of it. Some of it is located in the floodplain, so any development would have to potentially be in compliance with the town of Franklin's flood ordinance. Plan board met at 5/16 and voted for recommendation for it to be zone C3 to match the what it's abutting to with the fairgrounds. And then you can see the board recommendations, the written statement from the planning board in red, and a consistency statement as well. Another thing, one that we had to do on top of this, being it was more of a boundary addition to, it's not our try not to use the word annexation, because it's not technically an annexation, it's more just a boundary addition to our ETJ. Mr. Bates required them to submit a survey of the property for the ETJ addition, which would be, if approved, would be recorded in the registry of deeds, showing that it is an addition to the ETJ.
Okay, sir. Anybody else? Okay. Any more questions from the board? I'll go ahead and declare this public hearing closed. All right. Under new business. We're looking for board action on the special use permit application for an indoor gun range. Any discussion, further discussion from the board? Any questions? All right. If not, our attorney will provide a motion.
Mr. Mayor, appropriate motion would be to accept the planning board's findings as to the findings of fact and to approve the special use permit.
All right. Is there a motion to that effect? Second? Second. All in favor? Okay. Yep, good work.
Thank you.
And wish you a lot of luck, sir.
I know, I need the money.
All right, anybody who's here for the gun range, if y'all want to sneak out, feel free to do so since you're already going to get stuff.
Thank you.
Glad to have everybody tonight. All right, board action on the ETJ boundary addition. Counselor, you have a suggested motion.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, it would be to accept the application and amend the jurisdiction as presented.
Okay, do I hear a motion? Do I have a motion? Second? All in favor?
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. All right, we have a street closing request for the Arts Council's Motown Downtown. I'm not going to allow our board members to take part in that. I want y'all to know that. Madam Manager, you're going to bring us some information on that.
Yes, Mr. Mayor and Town Board. What you have before you tonight is a request from the Arts Council. They're requesting to close Iowa Street on Friday, October the 7th from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m.
Okay.
Move to close it.
Second?
Second.
All in favor? I guess I need to clarify what I was saying, but two of our board members stole the 4th of July show. We're very proud of both of them.
I
Huh?
thought we did all.
That's what I'm talking about.
We just do that.
I told you,
At least we didn't do the mileage.
this is a really hip board. I want you.
They did.
It was fun.
They did also.
Okay, we have a street closing request for Public Safety Day. Madam Manager.
Yes, Mr. Mayor and Town Board. Our fire chief, Kevin Rohr, and our police chief, David Adams, are working on a public safety day. So they're requesting to close Iowa Street on Saturday, August the 27th from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m.
All right, motion to that effect.
Second.
All right, any questions? All in favor? Okay, Chief, you got her there.
That's right. Thank you for that.
And just give me just a little brief what that's gonna be.
We've invited EMS, the Sheriff's Department, Highlands Police Department, and we're gonna have a couple different things for the kids to do. We're gonna try to serve hot dogs from like 10 to 2, popcorn, let them meet the local police and fire department, EMS people. We just kind of go outreach program, you know. We're looking at setting up a combat challenge for the kids to go through, kind of like the firemen do, like an obstacle course for them, and just different things for the kids to have fun and kind of be, you know, public safety people.
Good deal, good deal. Appreciate you doing that.
Yes, sir.
Okay, budget amendment. Power, Ms. Alter, you have the item?
Yes, what we have before you is to appropriate the funds that we received from the insurance settlement check that we received for the 2011 increase tow costs, and so this is to appropriate that into the vehicle maintenance line.
Okay. Any discussion?
Motion.
Motion. Second. All in favor? All right, the next item is the reappointment of the town tax collector, Madam Manager.
Yes, Mr. Mayor and Town Board, what you have before you tonight is an annual reappointment of our town tax collector, Ms. Jessie Wilkins, for a one-year appointment.
Okay, motion? Any discussion? Motion. All in favor? All right, the next is the reappointment of the town clerk, Madam Manager.
Yes, Mr. Mayor and Board, what you have before you tonight is the reappointment of our town clerk, Mr. Chad Simons, for a one-year appointment.
Motion? All in favor? Pardon?
Did we have a second?
I'll second.
Yeah, somebody.
Thanks.
I had three hands.
Just wanted to make sure.
Which one do you want?
That's all you can get.
Yeah, that's right, okay. All right, the applications for the fiscal year nonprofit funding pool. Mr. Burton still here? I guess he left, okay. All right, Madam Manager.
Yes, Mr. Mayor and Board, what we have before you tonight is just more information. Available online currently is the application for the nonprofit funding pool for fiscal year 2016-2017. Also have hard copies, and I'll be sure to give one to Mr. Burke as well. I'll get up with him. But all applications are due by 5 p.m. on Monday, August the 22nd. So just wanted to make an announcement to the board that applications are available online and available for pickup in the town hall offices, and we'll be glad to email anyone who inquires about them as well. And the funding pool is the same amount as last year, which is $40,000.
All right, that needs no action, it's information only. The next item is we need to go into I hope it'll be a short and closed session pursuant to General Statute 143-318.11A5 to establish or to instruct the public body staff on negotiating agents concerning the position to be taken by or on behalf of the public body in negotiating the price and other material terms of a contract or proposed contract for the acquisition of real property by purchase, option, exchange, or lease, being that property located at 196 West Palmer Street. So I'll hear a motion to go into closed session. Second? All in favor? I hope it won't be long.
Last time I said that, it was an hour.
Fly mode.
All right, I'll entertain a motion to go back into open session. Just a second. All in favor, say aye. Okay, we got just a couple of more announcements to make. Mr. Setzer, you want to talk about your bike walk very briefly here, sir? Your Franklin open house? You can stay right back there, sure.
Yeah, just next Tuesday from 5:30 to 7, have an open house for Bike Walk Franklin, the bike plan that we've been working on. And it's an open house where we'll show some of the projects that the communities recommended. You can see those projects, and they've got some rankings with them and some more items for the public to vote on. And ask questions, comment on the whole aspects of the plan so far. So it's just your next option to come and look at it, speak, and give your opinion. It's a drop-in style. You can stay 5 minutes or 10 minutes. You can stay for an hour. So it's 5:30 to 7 at 26 Church Street at Barton Hall for Presbyterian Church.
Doing a great job on that. Thank you, sir. Okay, the town of Franklin will be hosting a joint meeting with the Macon County and the town of Highlands on Tuesday, July the 19th at 6 o'clock, and we're going to hold it down at the Franklin Memorial Park. We do this 3 times a year. Highlands hosts it, and then Franklin hosts it in the county. We just keep rotating it. Yes.
The real rationale for convening for this joint meeting is to make acquaintances with the new members and get to know them when you see them on the street and all. I think we're going to have it at an informal place like the JC Memorial Park. I'd like to invite the spouses and families. Those who would, grandkids, whatever, we can have some type of food that'd be available on if it's gonna be an informal thing, I wouldn't mind opening it up. We've got the new facilities down there and all, nice summertime evening. Get to know some of the kids, get to know some of the spouses. That's what I'm thinking.
Any further thought? Any objection or anything? Sounds good. They go out there and try out the basketball building.
Yeah, yeah.
And if the media hasn't noticed what's going on down there, you need to go down there. That thing looks great. We're very proud of it. Very proud of it. Okay, yeah, we can handle that, the spouses, what have you. Okay, Jordan? Okay, let's go around the table here real quick, like, Ms. Collins, you got anything you want to bring up?
That was it.
Ms. Abel?
Nothing other than I'd like to thank Summer and all of the town employees for a great job at making live.
That was good.
Yeah, that was
It
wonderful.
was, it really was. It was a real team effort, headed by our manager, and it was just, it was a great day, great day. Like I said, the only problem was there were two guys jumped up and kind of took over the stage out there. Ms. McRae?
I would just like to report that the Women's History Trail, we're still working on that and making a lot of progress. The Folk Heritage Association agreed to adopt us as a project. Gave us $4,000 and some dollars, but more important, we've got a lot of hard workers out of the deal, and they are really fired up. So
That's great.
anybody that wants to help, it's open to everybody.
Absolutely. McMahon, Mr. McMahon.
Nothing of concern other than to just echo what Patty said. It was an awesome turnout yesterday, and I appreciate the people that came out and the people that helped out. It was a great time. Looking forward to doing it again.
Thank y'all. Adam?
All the same.
Okay. Councilman, Madam Manager? Mr. Clerk? Tyler?
Maybe get a 5-on-5 meeting going.
Basketball game down there, we played a round robin.
You know who gets to be the referee? Man. Okay, no further business. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn. All right, it's a second. Second. All right, all in favor? Stand adjourned.
That's right, 4 days. So fast.